What's going on, guys? Middi here. So Warzone Season 2's come out, and I'll be real with you, the game has felt really bland because Season 2 was delayed, so we had to wait a little bit, probably for bug fixes, and so that everything in order. But it's a lot of stuff coming. And I definitely think it's going to change the playing field a little bit. I wanted them to sort of start implementing things into the game. Like, I really wish they brought back the grapple hook from Blackout. That's just what I want right now. But they've added a lot of stuff. They've got new vehicles, bombers. You guys know I'm really sweaty in the planes. Drop bombs, destroy loadout drop. And I'm going to play the video and we're going to just talk through it a little bit. So the first thing is these bombers that have been introduced into the game. You guys know how overpowered the blades are. I've showed all of you how good they can be if you can fly them. The bombers. Now, this bomber looks like it's just set straight on the airfield. And I'm really curious here because if you can just get into this, like, you know, it's first come, first serve, the airfield is going to be the biggest hot drop in the game. Like, without a doubt, it's ridiculous. Think about how many people are going to be trying to get into this plane. So I can only imagine the absolute chaos of what's going to happen when these bombers, if they're in the airfield. I thought they would do something where, you know, you have to go somewhere, get a key, then maybe you could drive the bomber. That would give people a bit more of a chance. So the bombers, if we go in there, there's going to be probably about 4 seats. I'm going to assume in it. Maybe one's a driver, one's in this ball gunner turret, and maybe the other two are something else, maybe watchers. Or it's going to be one driver, one bomber, one person in the turret, and maybe one more to shoot down planes. That's what I'd think it would be. So you're going to see here that the damage is, I'm curious though, because the original Vanguard planes are actually really overpowered. You can down people really easy. How easy it's going to be in this ball gunner turret, we don't know. Apparently it seems like you could just absolutely destroy people. And see this thing, it's like the size of an AC-130 going across the map. It's going to be quite crazy. And we're going to stop into the part with the bombers. So kind of reminds me a bit Battlefield style. If you guys are familiar with like bombers in Battlefield, it's kind of the same aspect. Like, you're going to go ahead, the plane's going to drive over and you have to drop the bombs like that. How explosive these bombs are going to be though, I mean, the explosive radius, I can imagine they're going to absolutely demolish vehicles in the game. But as for people, no, I don't think EOD is going to save you here. You got 4, and I can imagine you can let these off, but it seems pretty easy, like pretty easy to drop them. Okay, so the Armoured Transport is going to be the next addition into the game. Now, these Armoured Transport vehicles are not controlled by anyone. These are AIs. If you guys have played like Rust, it's kind of like that. You're going to get these AIs that are hovering about the area, kill them, they drop loot. It's kind of the same aspect. These are just going to drive about, kind of like what we saw with the train. You know, it's just AI controlled. And if you destroyed these transport vehicles, probably with AA guns, I mean, that's what people are using here. Obviously, you know, I use the noob tube as my secondary. Stuff like this is going to destroy the vehicles easier. It's going to be in the Vanguard only playlist, bear that in mind. So you ain't going to be using those Strellas to destroy these. But if you destroy them, apparently they drop valuable loot, including one of the new additions that are being added into the game, which you're going to see in a second. It's this bomb. It's ridiculous, you're going to see. So the next thing that we're going to see is the Redeploy Balloons. Now, these actually look really interesting. How these work, it says on the patch note website that these will probably appear on the map. They're going to be a big, massive blimp icon. Maybe they're in set areas. You just grapple straight up to it. You go right in the air, and you're going to be able to reposition and land somewhere else. So imagine if you're being chased by a team, you could use this, reposition somewhere. Maybe if you're playing a huge play, I'm saying if like the gas was on you and you needed to get onto like a high advantage point, you could use this, reposition onto that roof, and possibly win a game, get an absolute key position on people. It's really good. I think it's a really cool addition to be put into the game. Like I said, it reminds me of the grapple hook and stuff like that. So I'm excited to see this. They're going to be scattered around the map, so look out for them. Now, the next thing in the trailer is going to be the chemical factory. So this is a brand new area. And apparently this has AIs as well, kind of like I was telling you about the trucks that you're going to see like driving about and, you know, they're not player controlled. It's going to be the same thing here. You're going to see AI players that you can kill and they actually drop loot. This is going to be a new area because as you've seen in the trailer as well. Now the next thing, and probably one of the most overpowered things to be put into this game, is the Nebula V Bomb. Now, we're just going to pause this here and see this kind of explosive radius. So it's pretty huge, okay? This is like some Counter-Strike bomb. You're going to put this down. As soon as this blows up, anyone in that area is going to take damage from it. It's going to leave massive gas as well. So this is going to be a huge play. It even says on the website it's one of the rarest items in Warzone is the Nebula V Bomb, a locked briefcase full of deadly gas with an explosive charge. Once activated and set down in front of the operator, it will detonate after a fixed countdown. Not sure on the time, it's not saying here, and cannot be disarmed or destroyed. And its initial explosive deals higher damage, which I can imagine is probably going to down you, in a small radius before the gas spreads outwards, which is going to hurt any operator without a gas mask. And the gas lingers for 2 minutes before ultimately dispersing or feeding. It says the operators can potentially outrun this explosive aftermath just as they would the circle collapse, but in terms of an area denial tool, the Nebula V Bomb is a powerful force if you can find it. So it's going to be extremely rare to find this bomb in the first place. Apparently, I think this is going to be dropped in either crates randomly. Imagine the loot rarity of specialists. That's what it's going to be like. Or in the armored trucks, if you destroy them, it's probably going to work like that. You're going to have more of a higher chance of finding them. Imagine you're in last circle. Imagine there's a bunch of people in one little area. Imagine peak. That will be the point. Like, imagine you find this and the circle's ended at peak. Everyone's in that sort of small proximity and you land one of these bombs here. Yeah, it's going to be absolutely mental. I can't wait to actually see this in the game. Now, these portable decontamination stations are basically like little miniature trophies. They're going to be a field upgrade that you're going to be able to find in Caldera. It's a portable device that filters the gas air for several seconds, protecting anyone inside. Like you're going to see from that little circle bit here, where this is going to be a huge strategic play. Like this thing protects you from gas. That's going to be that Nebula V gas. That's going to be the actual gas that's coming in from the map constantly. Imagine you in the last circle. You've got this portable decontamination field upgrade. You've got stims and you've got gas masks. You could hold out in a circle for ages. So it's going to be a huge play here. And seeing how there's a lot of stuff being put into the game that's all sort of gas orientated, that these are going to be a huge clutch. So definitely not something to underestimate if you pick these up. They're definitely going to be replacing the trophy systems, I can tell you that now. The last thing they didn't mention in the gameplay trailer, but they've mentioned it on the website of what's to actually come, is a new field upgrade, which you guys who like stopping rounds, it's the Nebula V Ammunition. So it's classified as a field upgrade in Warzone. Nebula V ammo is no stronger than regular bullets, but does have one major exception. When an operator is downed by them, they're going to emit a poisonous gas cloud, and anyone attempting to revive that operator or standing within a few feet of them are going to basically get screwed. So imagine if you guys remember the R60, like I was telling you about, I think it's going to be exactly like that. You shoot someone, you down them, and they're just going to blow up like a massive gas grenade. Anyone that's kind of in that proximity are going to take damage over time. Exactly like the R60, the footage you're going to see here, this is how much damage it's going to do. It's not going to kill you extremely quickly, but if you're standing in that area, if you're gatekeeping someone, if someone's in a building, that kind of play, then he's going to force them to move away from them and they're going to get an absolute easy kill on them. There's even these new chemical weapons research labs. It says expert trackers may have already found these lab locations around Caldera, but the average operator may find them thanks to several hand-drawn yellow circles on the TAC map. With only one way into these facilities, your squad better have an escape plan. So if you guys are going into these areas to maybe look for the new items, be warned, because you can get trapped in them pretty easy. If there's only one way out, someone can gatekeep you. Imagine the bunkers. You go in, yep, the loot's really good. Can you get out? Probably not. So out of all these things, I'm definitely excited to see the bomber plane, because you boys know I'm sweaty in them planes and I'm going to be getting a lot of kills. I want to see if I can drive this thing by myself, if you can get in the airfield first. But guys, that is all the stuff that's coming to Season 2. Honestly, it's going to shake up the game a bit. I did want to see a lot more new content being put into the game like this, just to make it more interesting, you know, just to turn the playing field up. When you're introducing new items into the game, I'm always a fan of it. Leave a comment on your favourite thing that you've seen in this game. And as always, I'll catch you a lot later.